Golf News RI presents the Golf Dudes Podcast. Here are the dudes. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Golf Dudes Podcast, coming off a good Thanksgiving break. Hope everyone had a great holiday. Joining me, as always, is Mr. Rich Capali. Rich, how you doing today, buddy boy? Happy Thursday night.
How's it going, Joe? Not doing too bad.
You seem like you're in a great mood. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's just this time of the year in my profession sucks. The weather's cold, with the exception of today. I did not, unfortunately, get out today because there was really nobody around. So, and it was kind of raining this morning. So, it's just a blah. It's cold. It's the holidays, which sucks for me. And it's winter. We don't have really golf for another 3 months. So it's just blah.
Yeah, I thought for sure you played today. That's why I texted you this morning. Like, did you play today, or are you playing? Whatever I asked you, I thought for sure you were playing today.
I mean, my clubs are right to my left over here. They're hibernating. So, yeah, it's pretty much done. Barring another 55-degree day, which I don't think is going to happen. It's pretty much done.
Hey, you never know. Didn't last year on Christmas Eve, wasn't it? We were standing at Kirkbury, wasn't it so warm? Remember that?
Yeah.
But I think there was snow on the ground. That was the only problem. Or else probably people would have played then.
Yeah,
but anyway,
it was real humid and stuff. It was gross.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's our story. Hope everyone's having a great day. Lots to get to today. Can't promise a lot of local stuff, but we do have some fascinating professional golf stuff to get to, and we actually have at least one video that we're definitely playing, and possibly a second video to show off. Obviously, the big news coming this week, earlier this week, was North Kingstown's Drew Anderson was named the best golf instructor in Rhode Island by Golf Digest. And I interviewed him this morning. You can see the full interview on golfnewsri.com. But before we get to that, before I forget, we should tell you that the Golf Dudes Podcast is presented by Lynx Drinks. Lynx Drinks is known for their transfusion in a can. A transfusion is vodka, ginger ale, and grape juice, all mixed together into one refreshing beverage. Look for Lynx Drinks at liquor stores and country clubs near you, and thanks to our friends at Lynx Drinks for that. But as I was saying before, the quick promo there, Drew Anderson, best golf instructor in Rhode Island, named by Golf Digest. Obviously, it's a huge honor. He was the only Rhode Island pro listed in their little blurb. And for those that are wondering where he is, he owns his own facility at his house, Drew Anderson Golf Result-Driven Golf Indoor Studio. And Rich, you actually went to high school with Drew Anderson, which is kind of funny. He was asking about you. And but big honor for him.
Yeah.
And it was interesting talking to him, and we'll play a couple of minutes of the interview. Again, you can see the full interview on golfnewsri.com. It's up now. I didn't feel like wasting any time and holding on to it. But you actually went to high school with him, and certainly a big honor for him from getting recognized by Golf Digest.
Yeah, little old North Kingstown, getting some props in the golf world. Yeah, I didn't even know he was into the golf thing. I know one of our other classmates got into, I think it was PGA something school. I'm not sure if it was actual player school, but I think it was teaching school. I haven't heard about him in a while. But yeah, I didn't even know Drew was involved in that. But yeah, definitely congratulations to him.
So let's do this. We have a busy show of stuff going on. We have some Tiger Woods talk going on, and that's exciting. I want Rich interested. A lot of Tiger Woods talk to go on. So I want Rich's thoughts on that. I already kind of did a breakdown analysis of his press conference earlier this week, which was must-see television. And so we'll get into that a little bit later on. But first, let's play some of this clip from Drew Anderson. Again, you can find the full interview on golfnewsri.com. It's up today on Facebook, Twitter, everything else like that. And we also, just to tease it, we have a big announcement regarding next week's show. A big guest will be joining us live on the air, so we're super excited for that, and we'll get to that in a little while, because that goes with the pro golf stuff. So this is Drew Anderson from earlier. He's talking about the award. He talks about his philosophy and also where you can find them. Really cool guy. And again, he went to high school at Rich. So if anyone that goes to high school at Rich, has to be a good guy, I'm assuming. So here's Drew Anderson. I'm not really sure what just happened there. I thought the video was playing, but apparently it did not play. So we'll wait a second. Other stuff going on locally. Not sure why that video didn't play. Anyway, other stuff that go on locally. King's Crossing, they just announced, I got the press release, I guess, last week, or whenever it was. They raised $13K in their Power 3 charity tournament. That's the second consecutive year they've done it. They turned the whole course into a Par 3. It goes to a number of charities, Dana-Farber, Alzheimer's Association, Special Olympics Rhode Island, and I think there's one or two other ones that I might be missing, but your club continuing to do great things over there, raising money for charity through their little Par 3 contest. One of these days, maybe we should play just to see how we would do. I'm sure Peter sets the course up tough, all Par 3s.
Yeah. I've wanted to play into the past two years, but I just couldn't get. I forgot about the date, and the date happens to be on a day that I work, so I didn't. I wasn't able to take the day off. But yeah, we'll definitely. I'll find out the date when the tournaments come out. That usually comes out in like April. And we'll. I'll mark it down on my calendar so we can play it in next year. Yeah, it's cool. They set it up. They've put the tee markers in all sorts of positions. Like I think on the first hole this year, the tee marker was either on the top of the trap on the right or in front of the trap on the right. So it's all in like quirky spots. So it offers a challenge. Yeah, it's definitely a good day, especially when it's for charity.
Yeah, for sure. So good on them. So that's good. The other thing going on as I'm waiting to figure out this Drew Anderson thing here. But anyway, other things that are going on, again, not too much locally. Actually, I went to the PC game the other night, and I saw Bobby Leopold there at the game, and I went up to him and said hi, and I said, don't you have like golf to practice or something? So that was funny. But anyway, our guy David Farraday, back on the air. He was obviously on the call today at the Hero World.
I didn't think PC was going to hold on last night. By the way.
Well, I have some thoughts about that. I didn't think so either. I thought they were going to get blown out, and then I thought they were going to win. I thought they were going to lose.
They were getting blown out in the first 5 minutes. I was like, holy shit! And then halftime, I was like, holy crap! The score is actually close. Like, yeah, like all right. Then I ended up watching the second half. It was really entertaining.
Yeah, I thought they were going to. I got blown out because they were down 27-13. Not to turn this into a basketball discussion, but I'm trying to wait for this video.
Yeah, no, finish. I was watching that. I was like, is the game even worth watching? And
I said to Caitlin, I said, at this rate, we might be leaving at halftime. Literally, we might be leaving at halftime. Yeah. And then they came all the way back. They cut it to 2 at the half. I was like, all right, we have a game. Then they took the lead right away. It kind of went back and forth. Then they built a big lead, and then Texas Tech came back, and PC almost blew it, of course.
Came back, yep.
God forbid we hit a free throw. And then they ended up winning. So huge win for that. Obviously, Texas Tech was just outside the top 25 in the rankings. Right? They're 7-1 now. They were 6. No, they're 6-1. They were 6-0 entering last night.
No. I'm talking about PC. They're 7-1, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 7-1. Sorry, 7-1. Yep. Yeah. And they play the other school on Saturday from down the street.
Oh, that's this Saturday? Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yes.
I didn't realize it was that close.
Oh yeah. So that'll be interesting. I'm actually going to the game. I don't remember the last time I watched the PC URI game on TV. So we're not going to start this year. There's that. So anyways, we can talk about that later if you'd like. PC URI on Saturday at 2 o'clock. If you're going to the game, get there early. It's going to be a circus. I'm telling you. David Farraday back on the air, Sirius XM Radio. We both like David Farraday. He was obviously on the call today at the Hero World Challenge. He's hosting his own radio show on Sirius XM on the PGA Tour station. I don't know how many people have Sirius XM. I do because I have a new leased a new car, and it's kind of there for free. So for now, I have it. But hopefully he does well. It's good to see him back. He's such a great personality in golf that, you want to see him, go somewhere. So hopefully he has success with that. That was kind of the big news out of all
But you
that.
You gotta figure he's done dirt. He got done dirty by CBS, and then NBC picked him up, and then they canceled Farraday or just didn't get renewed.
Well, their terms were that they weren't renewing it, but basically that means it was canceled. I mean they had the option to. Again, Golf Channel's all going away anyway, so maybe that was just
So it really doesn't much matter. Yeah.
So there's that. So that's exciting. Hopefully he does well on SiriusXM. He's with another co-host. He's not just him. I don't even never even heard of him. John McGinnis, Magines.
It sounds familiar, but I don't know.
There is that. So good for Farraday. He says, I can't wait to work with John McGinnis. He's one of my favorite people, and SiriusXM will be a really fun platform for us. The over-under on both of us getting canceled is about 6 weeks. So as usual.
Yes.
So in his usual funny tone, there's Farraday.
Oh, Faraday's so good.
Absolutely. So there's that. Again, not too many local things. Some Golf News Right Pro Shop announcements. I don't know if anybody saw it. I shared it as much as possible. Obviously, we have our own 10% discount through us, and that runs through tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day for 10% discount. But Teespring, who is the manufacturer for our merchandise, they are sponsoring a 15% discount on everything in the store, and they're covering it. So you get 15% off, but we get the full profit, basically. So that's running. I put it up on Facebook and on Instagram. It's a little confusing, I will admit. I tried to make it as clear as possible. So Teespring is sponsoring 15% off the entire store, and that runs through 11:59 p.m. tonight. So for today only. And so if you're looking for merchandise, or if anybody's looking for merchandise, 15% off if you use the code HOLIDAY15. And again, when you go to the website for our store, it says it right up top. So just follow that. But just for people to know, 11:59 p.m. tonight, and you get 15% off with that code. The entire store. And again, Teespring is sponsoring it. So shop. Because we get Golf News Raw, I guess, the full profit of whatever you purchase. So that's exciting. I just figured I would clear that up real quick. So let's do this. Let's jump to the pro stuff. Hopefully my Tiger video works. Anyway, so let's jump into the pro stuff, and I'll edit the other video in later, I guess. Anyway, you can see the full Drew Anderson video up on our website, and it went out on our e-blast this morning, and we taped it early this morning, and then so you can find it. They're really fascinating stuff, and hopefully we'll do something with him down the road, maybe next year or something like that. Anyway, check him out for sure. PGA Tour. There was not a ton of big news this week. No one like big spoke. Nothing exciting really happened. It was pretty quiet. Obviously you're being sarcastic. Tiger Woods spoke.
Another boring week.
Yeah, another boring week on tour. Obviously, Tiger Woods spoke for the first time in 9 months since the accident. He's talking about his return. He actually gave an exclusive interview to Golf Digest the day before his press conference, which we reported on. Obviously credited Golf Digest. And then he held the press conference on Tuesday morning. Now, I want Rich's thoughts, but first I actually edited a video, which you might have seen on YouTube, or in our website, with a breakdown of his press conference and kind of analyzing some of the things, putting some of the stuff in context with the PNC Championship rumors, which he didn't really shoot down, which I point out, and some of the stuff that he gave some of the answers that he gave. He kind of bristled at a question about the accident, claiming that it was all in the police report, which there's really nothing in the police report.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So let's see if this video works.
Thank you to the responding officer.
Yeah. So let's see if this video works. It's a bit of a long video, but it gives us a chance to take a breath, and then we'll come back. We'll have Rich break it down, get his thoughts, so that he hasn't really weighed in on it all that much, except perhaps on his own Facebook page or whatever. But we'll get his thoughts on it, and then we'll go into some of the other stuff regarding the Hero World Challenge, and also a big show announcement for next week that you don't want to miss, because it's going to be really cool. So here's the Tiger Woods video. It's pretty long, but hang in there, and it's pretty interesting stuff. So.
Yeah, all those answers have been answered in the investigation, so you can read about all that there in the post report. The knee stuff that I had on my left knee, those operations were, that's one thing. Then that's one level. Then you had the back, that's another level. And then with this right leg, that was it's hard to explain how difficult it's been. Just to be immobile for 3 months, and just lay there, and I was just looking forward to just getting outside. That was a goal of mine, and especially for a person who has lived his entire life outside, that was a goal. And finally got to that point, went transition from wheelchair to crutches to now nothing. It's been a lot of hard work. I'm very thankful to all the surgeons and especially the nurses who are the unsung heroes through all of it, who were there, by my bed and kept my spirits up, all my friends and family. There were some tough times in there. There were some really, really tough times, and pain got pretty great at times, but they helped me get through it, and I'm on the better side of it, but I still got a long way to go.
And, I'm sorry, go ahead,
Yeah.
Steve. And is it too early to have a target tournament to zero in on, like the PNC or Augusta or the Open?
I'll put you this way. As far as playing at the tour level, I don't know when that's going to happen. Now, I'll play around here and there, a little hit and giggle. I can do something like that. I certainly like playing from, the USGA suggests, play forward. I really like that idea now. I don't like the tees on back, so I like play it forward. Come on, let's move it up. Yeah, to see some of my shots fall out of the sky a lot shorter than they used to is a little eye-opening. But at least I'm able to do it again. That's something that for a while there it didn't look like I was going to. I'm able to participate in the sport of golf. Now, to what level, I do not know that. And I don't foresee this leg ever being with what it used to be. Hence, I'll never have the back what it used to be. And clock's ticking. I'm getting older. I'm not getting any younger. So all that combined means that a full schedule and a full practice schedule and the recovery that it would take to do that, no, I don't have any desire to do that. But to ramp up for a few events a year, as I alluded to yesterday, like Mr. Hogan did, he did a pretty good job of it, and there's no reason why I can't do that and feel ready. I may not be tournament sharp in the sense of I haven't played tournaments, but I think if you practice correctly and you do it correctly, that I've come off surgeries before, I've come off long layoffs, and I've won or I've come close to winning before. So I know the recipe for it. I just got to get to a point where I feel comfortable enough where I can do that again. I would love to play at St. Andrews. There's no doubt about it. It's my favorite golf course in the world, and to be a two-time Open champion there, I would just like to just even being a part of the Champions Dinner is really neat. From my first one in 2005 was my first one I got to attend the Champions Dinner. It was pretty neat to be a part of it. And Peter Thompson was still alive, and I sat right next to him, and to hear him tell the stories of when he came over and he played and shots he played and where he won, how he did it. It was awesome. Those are things like at the Masters. You just, those dinners are priceless. And those stories, and listen to them talk about how they played and when they played it and what they did. And it's just an honor to be a part of a room like that. And yes, I would love to be able to play that Open Championship. There's no doubt about it. And this physically, and hopefully I can. I got to get there first. Okay, the tournament's not going to go anywhere, but I need to get there. I have decided for myself that I'm supporting the PGA Tour. That's where my legacy is. I've been fortunate enough to have won 82 events on this tour and 15 major championships, and been a part of the World Golf Championships, the start of them and the end of them. So I have an allegiance to the PGA Tour, and I understand that some of the comparisons is very similar to when Arnold and Jack broke off from the PGA of America to start the tour. I don't see it that way. I think the tour has done a fantastic job. Jay's done an unbelievable job in a very difficult time during the pandemic. When we had there was ample opportunity for players to leave, but we were the first sporting tour to start. So with that, yes, did we have some protocol issues at times? Yes, we had to learn on the fly, but Jay and the staff have done an incredible job of that. And so I think the tour is in great hands. They're doing fantastic, and prize money is going up. It's just not guaranteed money like most sports are. It's just like tennis. You got to go out there and earn it.
All right, your thoughts.
So I only listened to probably a quarter of that press conference. So your video was pretty enlightening. Mm-hmm. So the first part of the video, I was thinking, actually, not even the first part of the video, just the situation in general, I really think he kind of screwed up. He screwed the pooch. He was not vintage Tiger. He was competitive Tiger enough to win a Masters every once in a while. The thought that I was running through my head, he kind of screwed up. But after listening to the whole interview, the whole press conference, sorry, I actually think this accident may have been good for him because he's not going to go as hard anymore. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I think that he was going so hard for so long and not getting results that it was screwing with his mind and his body and all that. Now he's actually saying to us that a full regimented practice, preparing for a full PGA Tour season is not feasible. Not for nothing, dude. That hasn't been feasible for you for the past 4 or 5 years since you had your back done. Now I'm thinking that maybe this car accident, don't get me wrong, it was horrible and he screwed up and everything like that. Maybe it was kind of good for him to actually bring him back down to earth and not put the stress on his body anymore. You know what I mean? Play in the four. Well, no, I'm not talking this year. Maybe next year. Play in the 4 majors and play in 5 or 6 PGA Tour events. You know what I mean? That's what I took out of it. Maybe the accident kind of like brought him back down to earth, and maybe he realized that he was training too hard for 45th place finishes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what did you think of his response when he bristled at the reporter asking him what about the accident? It's all in the police report, which, as I pointed out, is not really true. Not really true. He wasn't going to answer the question,
So
but as a reporter, you have to ask. So
no, and as somebody in the realm of a Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, if you want to put LeBron in that thing, you're going to get answered that you're going to get asked that question, and you shouldn't get mad because you're going to get asked that question regardless. It was probably one of the biggest sports stories of the year last year, bar none, pretty much. So and you're Tiger freaking Woods, like, of course, like not people who don't watch golf know who you are and know what you do and stuff like that. You're gonna get asked the question, so don't be a jerk. Answer the question, and don't be a jerk about it. Just answer the question. Like, the police report clearly had no information in it because we found out that the responding officer kept it out of the press, which is, that's fine. And he doesn't want shit in the news. That's fine. But just answer the question. You're a big time celebrity. Just answer the question. That's my take on it.
yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like, he was never going to answer the question.
I think we all. No, of course not. Yeah. And I think that all of us hardcore golf, hardcore Tiger, hardcore been following him since he's been, since we were little. I think we have a good idea of how and why it happened. So he's not really like hiding anything from us. We have a good idea what happened with the high rate of speed and the, like pills and prescription drugs and stuff. He had that problem with his ex-wife with the whole golf club incident and stuff like that. It's a tough habit to kick. We know we're pretty sure we know what happened. Just like cut the crap. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was, definitely. And plus, that week or whatever, the Genesis. Remember, he appeared on TV and he looked absolutely terrible. He was totally trash.
Oh yeah, he was all bloated. He was all bloated and he looked like perked out and stuff like that. Like, it was bad.
There was that.
Yeah, it's a troubling situation. Like all in all, I think it's a good thing. Let's just leave it at that. I think it's a good thing he's realizing that he needs to slow down. That's all.
Okay, is there any chance he plays in the PNC? One could consider that hit and giggle.
I think he plays in the PNC. I do not think he'll be ready for the Masters.
Really? I think he's going to try to play.
I don't think he's going to play. I think he's going to play in the PNC for his kid, for Charlie, and I think he wants to beat JT and his dad. Also, I don't think he'll. So what is it? Is it the U.S. Open is before the Open, correct? Or is it the Open before the U.S. Open?
The U.S. Open comes first.
I think. Okay, so I don't even think he'll. Where's the U.S. Open this year? Is it at Bethpage?
Is it at Brookline?
Oh, it's at Brookline. It's at Brookline. I don't even know if he plays in the U.S. Open because of his love for St. Andrews. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a betting guy, I'd say he plays in the Open and the PGA Champion. No, just the Open this year. Because the PGA Championships, whatever. I think he plays in one major this year, and maybe in between the U.S. Open and the Open, he plays in like one or two tournaments, maybe.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I
say three. I say three tournaments this year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can make it. If he can make it back, he's going to try to push it and push it to an extent, obviously. So other than that anyway. I just thought the whole press conference was fascinating. I tried to put a little video together, and you can find that.
Oh, dude, it was the biggest. This was one of the biggest, one of the most anticipated press conferences of the last 5 years.
Absolutely. Now, while we're on the topic of Tiger, big announcement regarding next week's show. Joining us on the program is going to be ESPN golf writer Bob Harig, who many people read. He's coming out with a book that's coming out in April called Tiger and Phil. It's about the rivalry between the two. So he's going to join us on the show next week live. I talked to him today. I was going back and forth with him, and so
What
super
a
excited.
get, Joseph.
So
What a get.
super excited for that. He's a big time name in the golf circles. We'll talk to him obviously about the book and about the rivalry and where Tiger is now. And also pick his brain on some other things going on the PGA Tour and just in golf in general. So super excited for that. We'll have an official preview going up early next week, probably Monday afternoon-ish. So just to let everyone know. But super excited to have Bob Harig on as we continue to pick off some of these celebrity writers. But yeah, so super excited. He was all for doing it, and so anyway,
That's no small celebrity either. He's like a top 5 golf writer. So good job, nice get.
So yeah, so super excited to have that next week, and that way we'll have. He was willing to do it tonight, but I wanted to make sure we had time to promote it and get the word out there and make sure that you and I were prepared for what exactly we were going to talk about and different things. So he was willing to do it tonight, but I said let's do it next week. That way we can promote it, prepare for it, and it will make sure it's going to look good, and it'll be a good interview. So super excited for that. So let's take a quick commercial break. I know we just took a 6-minute commercial break. But let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, the Hero World Challenge is going on right now. There's only about 20 players in it, but it's really a big-time field. You said off air is probably one of the best fields of the year, and it's just an invitational thing. So when we come back, we'll talk about some of the Hero World Challenge storylines, some of the things that are going on, some interesting news coming out of it regarding Tony Finau, JT having LASIK surgery, Rory McIlroy's fed up with people talking about him ripping his shirt. He flipped out on a reporter earlier. He flipped out on a reporter in his press conference. That was funny. So a couple of news items coming out of the Hero World Challenge. So we'll get to that in just a brief second after this commercial break. Stay tuned. This is the Golf News Podcast. Billy Andre joins the show. Billy, thanks so much for doing this, and we appreciate you taking the time.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
I'm very excited to be joined by an 11-time Emmy Award winner, and that is Armin Katayan. Massachusetts Women's Amateur Champion Allison Paik.
The days of the country club just being golf and maybe one amenity are gone. Unfortunately, Metacomet doesn't have those.
He has a very rare condition called kyphoscoliotic Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And at the time of diagnosis, there was only 60 documented cases in the world.
I mean, we legitimately played the last 4 holes at Newport National. You could not see 50 yards.
And welcome back to the Golf Dudes Podcast. Joe Calabro, Rich Capaldi here. We talked a lot of pro golf today. We talked about Drew Anderson being named the best golf instructor in Rhode Island by Golf Digest. That's a huge, huge honor for him. It's no small thing. And if you want to see the full interview with Drew Anderson, check it out on golfnewsri.com. Lots of pro stuff. We talked about Tiger Woods. We put an analysis video of Tiger's press conference earlier this week, which I thought was obviously must-see TV. And also, I thought it was just fascinating in general. So I tried to he spoke for like 30-something minutes. And so I tried to break it down and put parts together that were important, that I thought that were important. So that's what I tried to do. The video is about 6 minutes long, so it's a little bit long, but I felt like that's what it needed to be. So anyway, Hero World Challenge this week, which is why Tiger was speaking. He was obviously, it's his tournament. It's a great field. There's only about 20 players or so in it, but they're all some of the top ranked players, and the leaderboard is showing that. And do you want to go through some of the leaders? Obviously, some big names up there, and should be a fun rest of the tournament, rest of the weekend.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at Drew's website. Yeah. So as we were talking about off air, in the pre-show. I told Joe that this was, obviously it's invitation only, so we think it's invitation only. So this is the absolute top field of the year. as far as like star-studded wise. So I'm gonna run down the leaderboard quick. I probably watched maybe, I want to say, a collective hour of it sporadically because I was doing other things during the day. From what I heard, the course was playing easy. The greens were playing tough-ish, and for those of us that know Bermuda golf and watched this tournament before, the wind tends to come into play a lot, given the fact that the course is on the tends to be more windy side of the island, so that's always a challenge for the players. So we got three tied for first: Daniel Berger, Abraham Answer, and Joe's boy Rory McIlroy sitting at 6 under. Hopefully he doesn't rip his shirt again.
If he does, don't ask him about
it. Tied for fourth, we got a 3-way tie for fourth at 5 under with Webb Simpson, Justin Thomas, and fresh off his Vegas victory off of the Hulk, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka. We have a 4-way tie at 7th at 4 under with Tony Finau, Patrick Reed, Victor Hovland, and Colin Morikawa. Shout out to Colin. He got engaged last night. Congratulations. We got a 2-way tie for 11th place, Tyrrell Hatton and the Hulk, Bryson DeChambeau at 3 under. We got Xander Schauffele 2 under, Matt Fitzpatrick 1 under, as well as Scotty Scheffler, Sam Burns, Justin Rose, Jordan Spieth. Henrik Stenson is in 19th place at even, and bringing up the rear at 20th place. There's obviously only 20 invitees to this tournament. Is Harris English at 3 over. He did not have a good day.
So the pants crapper of the day goes to Justin Thomas. He was in the lead, playing well, and he double bogeyed the last hole.
Don't pick on JT. He can't see. He was blind.
He double bogeyed the last hole. Now, I didn't realize until you told me that he actually had LASIK surgery. I don't know who. I don't know if the Golf Channel report. I didn't even know that the Golf Channel report that or where.
It was
not that it matters.
When I was looking up the leaderboard for the Hero, it said it on the PGA main page.
So fresh off of LASIK surgery, JT shoots 5 under, but double bogeys the last hole, and he would have had the lead. But he's in the mix. This is his first. This is his first tournament with Bones as his caddy, which I completely forgot about. That was we were one of the first ones to have a story up about that when it first came down. So that was interesting. That'll be an interesting team to watch going forward through the season. Roy McIlroy yelled at a reporter earlier this week for asking about his ripped shirt. So that was fascinating. And then
that's one of those things. Like, dude, you're like one of the top personalities in golf. Expect to be asked about it. Like, don't go into it and get mad thinking that you're not going to get asked about it. Like, just do it.
So yeah, he flipped out on a reporter at this press conference. Dude, you ripped your shirt. You look like an idiot.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
So hopefully, like you said, hopefully he doesn't rip his shirt again this week. But if he does, don't ask him about it. Unless you want to get reamed out.
No, that's off limits.
No questions about doing a professional athlete doing something stupid. But hey, we've all been there. Just the Nike shirts are way too expensive for me to rip, so I won't be ripping a Nike shirt anytime soon.
I'll throw clubs. I snapped a club once last year and I regretted it. That's all I'm doing.
So anyway, the other interesting thing that we put up earlier this week, because it was a weird week this week. Last week we had great page views. This week it's kind of weird so far. But anyway, Tony Finau, his caddy is the Utah Jazz owner, Rob Smith. So that's pretty funny. And then Brooks Koepka has his brother caddying for him. And
his brother, yep, Chase. His name's Chase, right?
Yeah, Chase. Yeah, correct. Yeah. So that's been kind of obviously both of those are temporary, but it was just kind of interesting that they chose.
Yeah. You know, he caddies for him every once in a while, like if he wants to give his normal caddy a break. And it's not like, I think Chase is professional too, so it's like it's a pretty much I'm not going to say an even swap, but at least he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting. What do you think this tournament tells us. Does this tournament mean anything to you as far as how guys look? I mean, Roy McIlroy is playing really well, but like he said, he wishes it was March. It's December. It doesn't mean a whole lot. Obviously, the course is playing difficult. It seems
you gotta figure it's through 3 weeks before Christmas. A lot of these guys are probably not gonna really pick up a golf club after this week till probably the first or second week in January, I would think, right?
Probably
they're gonna take their Christmas or
when is that Hawaii tournament? That Tournament of Champions.
Oh, the Tournament of Champions.
That's probably the next one.
Let me see.
I think it's early January.
That's probably the next one. So
I think it's early January. That's usually the first big one.
All right.
I'm guessing. If I had to guess.
So for rookies in the PGA game, the Tournament of Champions is for all the guys who won on tour the previous year. So anybody who won tournaments from the previous year is invited to this Tournament of Champions. So it's like the Hero kind of, it's invitee only. Tournament of Champions PGA date. So what I'm thinking is like, I mean, everybody wants to win Tiger's tournament. I mean, it's prestigious. It's the World Challenge. I think it's pretty Century Tournament Insurance. Here we go. I think a lot of guys are gonna go at it pretty decent. They're gonna show some emotion. But like I said, I don't think they're not gonna pick up a club for another couple weeks before the Tournament of Champions. So I think it's like, if they have a bad round, they're like, whatever. If they play really well, it's like, oh yeah, I played well, but I don't really think it's gonna be that huge a deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I don't think
January 5th. Yeah, so you're right. So it's within the first 10 days. It's the 5th through the 9th.
Yeah, I thought it was something like, I didn't know the exact dates. But.
At Kapalua. So you gotta figure they're probably not gonna touch clubs after this till probably the week after Christmas, I would think. So I don't really think it's gonna be that big of a deal. It'll be like a little far-sighted tune-up kind of, but yeah, I don't think there's going to be much, especially with these guys. These guys are all top. These guys are all in the top 20, right? I would think, for the most part. So they're not going to play in any of these early season PGA events. So that's my whole take on that.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Obviously, like you said, this is probably the last big tournament of the year. Obviously, the PNC Championship, JT and his father are already committed to trying to repeat.
Yo, I'm looking at the pictures on the Century thing, dude. Kapalua is so nice. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Man.
When I went to Hawaii, I ended up playing it. It was a bit of a ride from where we were. For the most of the tournament, it was on a whole separate island.
But no, I know. But dude, the picture, that's one tournament I enjoy watching every year. If it's in the beginning of the year, is that place is just stunning.
For sure. By the way, how boring was that match between Brooks and Bryson?
Oh, bro, I got home. So that was on Monday? No,
wasn't it Friday? It was Friday.
It was Black Friday. Yeah. So, me and her, we went out to lunch, and then I came home. I watched whatever was on. I think it was I watched the rest of the Bruins game. We went out for lunch. I watched the rest of the Bruins game, and by that time the match was like 4 holes in. I looked at the score. I watched it for about 10 minutes. I'm like, I'm already bored. I'm like, this is absolute trash, terrible. Like that. If anything, if you take anything out of that match, how freaking stunning is that golf course? That golf course is amazing.
It's one of the most exclusive.
I mean, it's like, I think it's like $650. I think for a greens fee. I think the greens fees are like $650. It's some of the most expensive in the country. And they did aerial helicopter shots. It's the only golf course on the Las Vegas Strip. All the other ones, it takes like 10, 15, 20, half hour to get to. This one is directly on the hotel property behind the hotel. It's insane. All you see is buildings, houses, buildings, and then a giant golf course behind the hotel. It's so cool. the waterfall. It was that. I'm going to tell you right now. That's what actually kept me interested because I wanted to see the backdrop for all the holes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you're in the middle of a city. Like, how is this possible in the middle of a city? It's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, all the courses they play in these things look like Fantasyland stuff. Even when they played Tigers
Wolf Creek.
Payne Valley thing,
that
was
Wolf Creek.
Fantasyland.
Oh, Payne Valley, that's too, yeah. Wolf Creek in Nevada, the same thing, yeah.
It's interesting. So that match, because I thought it was terribly boring. I even wrote that it was terribly boring. I wrote Koepka wins in a sleeper or something like that. Whatever I wrote.
Brooks absolutely dusted him. I mean, he didn't have a chance. Bryson was all about I think it was more about like the glitz and the glamour and the cameras and stuff like that. He just wasn't really that into it. I mean, he had some good shots, but Brooks ultimately dusted him.
I will say that Phil Mickelson and Charles Barkley were spectacular. They were the only thing that kept that thing alive. They were the only reason that thing stayed alive.
It doesn't matter. Charles Barkley is a national treasure no matter what sport he broadcasts. It could be TNT for basketball. It could be TNT for hockey. It could be TNT for golf. You need him on every sport. Whether it's the pregame, doing color, it doesn't matter. You need him on every sport because he is awesome. And then obviously Phil speaks for himself. Phil's Phil. He's gonna. We found out from that one or two times he did when he didn't make a cut for a couple tournaments. He came to the booth. We knew that's absolutely 150% in his future. He's a natural at it. He's sarcastic. He's cocky. He's funny. And yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, the ratings came out. I didn't even post a story. I meant to. I just got caught up doing something else. I forgot what I was doing. Anyway.
We were too bored. You were too bored.
I was too. Well, the ratings came out this week, and that did less like a .20 rating on TNT that day. They got killed. Well, nobody watched it.
You had a couple college basketball games on. You had a couple college football games on. You had
hockey. You had the Rangers Bruins game.
You had hockey on. You had the Rangers Bruins game. You had a couple other sports. Whatever nobody. I mean, unless there's unless it's like a celebrity thing, like maybe like a Tom Brady or like a celebrity who's playing a different sport. Maybe you'll get, but two golfers against each other. That's not going to pull more than what a PGA would. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially with Brooks and Bryson, people don't really. It's not like Tiger and Phil where they can pull in people. It's
exactly, and not for nothing. Like that whole, especially for us hardcore followers, that whole them making up at the Ryder Cup, that just took everything out of it. Now we knew they were full of crap, and it's like it's whatever now. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, the whole thing was fake, of course. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with the match going forward if they continue it. Because like I said, they got smoked in the ratings. Like they literally got killed. Like .20 is terrible. Nah. Point 20 is like
it's awful.
Paint drying. It's probably a .20.
Yeah.
So they got smoked. So it'll be interesting to see what they do going forward. So we gotta get out of here. Not that anything's coming up after us, but we gotta get out of here. To repeat
before we go.
Go ahead.
Before we go, hang on. A hot Patriots take from Joe Calabro, real quick.
Well, Monday's going to be a big test.
Are you buying in?
Oh, they should make the. They should make the
train or what?
They should make the playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs, that's a choke.
Yeah.
They won 6 in a row. They're 8-4.
I think they win.
Split. Give me a split against Buffalo.
Win the division.
Give me a split against Buffalo.
No, I think they sweep Buffalo and they lose to Indy.
We'll see. I'll take a split.
Jonathan Taylor is going to run our asses to the ground.
Well, Tennessee certainly did with some 3 backup quarterbacks. Backup running backs. Excuse me.
How insane was that? That was insane.
I said backup quarterbacks. I meant backup running backs, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're good.
Anyways.
They're playing well. They're 8-4. They have a big test on Monday. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere in Buffalo with all those
especially in Buffalo
people. Yeah, in Buffalo. So we'll see how they react. And I'd be happy with a split with Buffalo and then beating Indianapolis and then beat Indianapolis and win the last 2 games. Remember, Buffalo still has to go to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, go to Tampa Bay, and we have to go to Miami. So,
but Tampa Bay,
all Patriots.
Tampa Bay is more scary than Miami. I mean, we always lose in Miami anyway.
That's what I'm saying. I think we sweep Buffalo and lose to Indy.
And then once you get into the playoffs, win a game or try to whatever. Depends on the matchups. Obviously, if you draw the Chiefs in the first round, then that's probably not realistic. Probably not realistic.
Chiefs in Kansas City.
That's probably not realistic. But if it's a home game, again, short of the Chiefs. I'm not. Obviously the Chiefs are a different team. But
I'm not really scared of anybody in the AFC, to be honest, at all.
Yeah. We'll see.
Unless Tennessee gets back Henry and Julio Jones.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the game on Monday night. I'll probably go out for it somewhere to watch it because Monday night a big game. So we'll definitely be out somewhere, Caitlin and I. You're obviously always invited. But I'm looking more forward to Saturday, baby. PC-URI at the Dunk. The place is going to be a complete circus. PC should win the game. URI is beat nobody. They pretty much beat Lincoln High School, Bryant, those teams. And PC's playing well. Hopefully they got to shoot well. Obviously, they're a little banged up, but they're playing well. They just beat Texas Tech. That was a huge win for them. Texas Tech was just outside of the national rankings. And I'll tell you what, if PC wins on Saturday, they might be ranked next week. There's a chance.
So, yeah.
They're already getting votes before Wednesday, before Wednesday's game. They were getting votes. So if they beat URI on Saturday afternoon, they could be nationally ranked by next week or certainly the week after that. Then conference play starts. Now the only thing is that there's nothing better than a PC URI game. There's nothing better than the atmosphere. To be honest, it's especially more exciting when it's at URI because that arena, the fans right on top of you. But the Dunk is still pretty cool.
Exactly, yeah.
The only game that's going to give this atmosphere competition is in January when UConn comes in. That's the only game when UConn comes back to Providence to play their Friars. That's the only game that's going to give this PC URI atmosphere a competition. The building's going to be electric for both of those. That's the only game that's going to give us competition. But no, I'm excited. It's one of the great rivalries in college basketball. Obviously, it's not a national rivalry like North Carolina and Duke and things like that, but it's a big rivalry and it's a big event for the state. Hopefully, the restaurants are ready. If you're going down there, don't go to the Vig because it sucks. But short of that,
how about Ohio State beating Duke the other night?
Yeah, that was crazy. And then the week before that, Duke just took over number 1 from Gonzaga. And Brooks Koepka was at the game. Yep. That's why he was in Vegas. He went from beating Bryson DeChambeau to front row with Floyd Mayweather at the basketball game. Yeah, it's college basketball is fun. It's it's not. Caitlin gets annoyed with it because she's a big NBA fan, and NBA everything's perfect. And college basketball is not that. The game is kind of sloppy at times, but there's nothing better than the atmosphere. There's nothing like the atmosphere. The building was rocking on Wednesday night. The student section was rocking, and so it should be a fun game on Saturday. If you're going down there, feel free to say hi. Get there early because I'm telling you it's going to be a circus. So be sure to get down there early. I'm literally leaving my house by noon at the latest, probably maybe even earlier. So anyway,
time's the game
2. They're actually opening. They're actually opening the doors to the arena a half hour earlier than usual, just to give people time to get in. So they're opening the doors at 12:30. There are still tickets available. Apparently, if people want to go, but it's supposed to be sold out. But there's probably tickets just to get in the building. Anyway, so let's get out of here. Keep in mind the Golf News Eye Pro Shop deals. Our deal, 10% off, ends tomorrow, December 3rd, using the code GolfDudes. And then the Teespring deal, which they are sponsoring, and we still get full profit from whatever you purchase, 15% off. That ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. And the code there is Holiday15. If you go to the Pro Shop website, it says it right on top what it is, so you don't have to try to remember it. So thanks to everybody for your support on that stuff. And then next week, be sure to tune in. Big show. Bob Harig is going to join us to talk about his new book about Tiger and Phil. He's one of the premier golf writers in the country, the world, whatever you want to say. So we're super excited to have him on, and that'll be a fun show. Fun show next week. We'll have a preview of it on Monday. Then Rich and I will probably do a quick call or production meeting before then, just to kind of go through some of the stuff. So super excited, big things coming, and obviously looking forward to getting to to 2022, but let's get through this month first. So, Rich, have yourself a great evening. Enjoy your Bruins game or whatever you're watching. And we will talk to you all this weekend. Have a great weekend. Go PC and go whatever other team. And go Patriots. Peace.